The Israeli government must be really desperate for troops because they're looking to conscript ultra-Orthodox people, uh, groups of people who usually got exemptions from being conscripted or forced into the military once they turned 18 over religious exemptions. They were allowed to avoid being conscripted over basically being ultra-Orthodox. Now the Israeli government is looking to change that, and people are protesting and being brutalized by the police over it. It is insane how the police treat people who do not want to be a part of a war. Yeah, these people are protesting, and the cops are forcefully dragging them away. One cop shoving to the ground. The protesters blocked the streets after a potential new draft law could end their exemptions from military service, which is compulsory for Jewish males. The Israeli government, you have to join the IDF at 18 if you're a male, or go to jail. How is that not fascism to force people into the military under the threat of arrest? He said that we will die. We will die, but we will not enlist. That's the message from the protest here. I'm glad there are uh, people like this who uh, are against the war that the Israeli government is committing, the genocide, and that they will not participate in that. Why should, people who do not want to be in a war be forced to be in a war? That doesn't seem like something a democratic nation would do, force people into a war.
They don't want us to be Jewish, therefore we prefer to die and not go to the army.
The ultra-Orthodox draft exemptions have promoted widespread anger and resentment from the secular majority amidst the ongoing war in Gaza. I wonder how that affects them. That's interesting. Wow, using water cannons to clear out protesters. I mean, if this is how war protesters or people who just don't want to be a part of the military is treated, I mean, imagine how they treat their enemies. I mean, it is just wild how the Israeli government, a supposed democratic government, treats its own civilians who just don't want to be a part of the IDF or a part of a war. They treat them with violence. In the past, attempts to overhaul the draft law to include ultra-Orthodox drew tens of thousands of ultra-Orthodox to the streets in large, violent protests. Because people don't want to be forced into the military. That is not something a democratic nation does. And let me repeat that. A democratic nation does not force its own citizens into the military because that is making people into slaves. and then when you threaten to arrest them and jail them, and then label them as traitors for not joining the IDF, you become a fascist